Hello, welcome to the Aroinik Noi cooking show where we make Thai-inspired meals very quickly that you can make from your hotel. Today we're going to be making tofu Pad Gra Pow. You have to try to find the most extra firm tofu you can. This one isn't super extra firm, but it was the best I could find. I picked it up at Lotus, which is a supermarket here in Thailand. This is optional. You can skip this step if you want to. First thing we're going to do is we're going to try to release some of the water out of the tofu because tofu tends to hold a lot of water. The reason I'm squeezing out the water today from the tofu is so that it will absorb the flavors of the Pad Gra Pow a lot better. If there's a lot of water in your tofu, it won't be able to do that properly. So this is why we're going to do it today. You can use a kitchen towel or you can use paper towel like I'm using, press it down, and then I'm going to place a chopping board on top and I'm going to weigh it down with something heavy. Now Pad Gra Pow is typically eaten with rice, so if you have a rice cooker, make sure you put that rice on first. If you're traveling around and you don't happen to have one, or if you just don't own one, then just cook some rice in a pot. First we're going to make the sauce. Grab whatever mug or bowl you have. We're going to start off with some soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce in there. We're also going to add 2 chilies and about 6 garlic cloves. First of all, we're going to chop up our chili. Now you can have your chili chopped fine or not so fine. Typically in Thai cuisine, you can find really large bits of chili. So we're just going to keep it traditional. Into our soy sauce. Next, we're going to chop up our 6 garlic cloves. I like garlic to be chopped pretty coarsely because that way, when you bite into one, you get a bit more flavor of garlic. So I'm going to leave it just like this, and we are going to add it to the soy sauce and the chili. Next, we're going to add quite a big piece of ginger. So this is about 1 finger long, about 2 fingers thick. Also, the ginger in Thailand is a lot softer than the one in Europe, a lot less stringy. So it's pretty okay if you just choose to chop it, because you're not going to get too much stringiness in your food. I'm just going to add a slightly bit more soy sauce on there just to mix it up. So we've added 3.5 tablespoons of soy sauce now. I'm going to add a bit of coconut sugar. You're welcome to use any dark sugar. I like coconut sugar because not only is it healthier, it also gives a bit more of a caramelized flavor. We're going to add about 3 teaspoons. Just give it a nice little mix. Half an onion, coarsely diced. Going to chop these up. Pad Gra Pow doesn't always call for red bell pepper, but we are going to use one today in this recipe. Heat up some olive oil in the pan. We're going to turn the heat up and then turn it down. And make sure you get that oil all over the pan. Grease it all up real nice. And then turn the heat down. Now let's have a little look at our tofu. The paper is really soaked. You probably can't see on camera, but it's quite wet. And that's our tofu right there. Yeah, it feels quite dry. And you can see the tofu is already sizzling, so it's time to put it in. We are going to turn the heat down to medium heat, and we are going to just crumble the tofu up with our hands. It's a bit of a weird tofu, the one that we found here, but there's so many different kinds of tofu. Some are going to crumble easier than others. Need to put the It must have been about 3 minutes on medium heat. Pour that over the top. Can you hear that sizzle? And we don't want to overcook this part because we really want the flavors to come through. I'm going to give it a quick stir. Try to get that sauce all over the tofu to give the tofu a good chance to absorb it. That was probably about 1 minute. Our vegetables, look at that. Lovely. Now you don't want to cook this for more than 4 to 5 minutes because you want the vegetables to be nice and crisp. Tofu is very bland in flavor, and so you might want to add a little bit of salt even if you don't tend to add much salt to your food. That pepper has to go in there. I'm just going to crush it with my hands. This is Thai basil. We have about 3 cups of Thai basil in here. Make sure you use the stems because a lot of flavor is in the stems as well. And remember to do this part with the heat off and just stir it in. So the heat of the Pad Gra Pow is enough to gently cook the Thai basil. We're going to serve for 1. This has probably made a serving for about 2. All right, okay. Would you like to dig in?
Oh yeah, am I tasting it first?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
It looks a little bit like meat, doesn't it?
This is my favourite Thai dish, so
Uh-oh.
let's just try it. That's all I have to say. Get some rice. Too small.
Oh, sorry, that's all I had. That's the quick. It was the quickest thing.
It's good. The ingredients taste really fresh. I think it's actually a pretty good amount of chili. Normally, Pad Gra Pow traditionally is just a touch more spicy than this. I think it's a good amount of garlic. I think the tofu as the protein substitute is definitely adequate. I mean, it is just a plant-based protein. It's as simple as that. So, you know, you don't always have to go for, you know, the beef, chicken, pork option that it might typically come with. It's got all the traditional little veggies. Everything seems to be cooked pretty well. And yeah, again, I think you've done pretty well, Karina. I could quite easily have this probably every single day, it being my favorite meal. And I like that there's a bit more onion in there as well.
All right, well, I'm starving, so I can't wait to dig into this. So my intention with this dish was for all of those main flavors to come through equally. For me, a Pad Gra Pow has to taste garlicky, gingery, chili, a bit salty, and of course, like Thai basil. And honestly, I think this one actually does hit the spot. Yeah, it could probably do with 1 more chili. The reason I only put 2 was because I really wanted to make sure that the other flavors come through well, but you can add another one.
Alright guys, if you're still here and you've been watching all the way to the end, we cannot thank you enough. Kopka and Mark Cup, just want to take a moment at the end of this video to just give a shout out to our new members program. So we do have 1 member in the program at the moment, so really grateful to you for actually joining up. It's 100 baht, there's going to be 3 tiers. 100 baht is the first tier, and with that you're going to get some live stream emojis and also access to our members only community feed, which we just started as well. And then for the consecutive tiers, all right, the higher tiers, there's going to be some other benefits too, like access to private videos, and we're going to be doing some kind of annual meetups, planning those soon in the future too. So go ahead and check it out. The link will be just in the pinned comment section of this video. Like this video if you enjoyed it, most importantly of all. Comment what you thought about this Pad Gra Pow and whether you would make it. As I've said to you before, it's one of my own personal favourite dishes. Karina really loves it too. I think she's done a great job here. Subscribe as well, hit the notifications, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Bye bye สวัสดีค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ oh ขอบคุณค่ะ oh cut